There are three books of Enoch, the Ethiopic, the Slavonic, and the Hebrew. Out of all those three, the Ethiopic is the truest. It's called Ethiopic because the Ethiopians preserved that book in Ethiopia for thousands of years. Same with the Book of Jubilees. Bible schools and Bible scholars used to teach that the Book of Enoch is a forgery that was written about 200 or 300 AD. They ignored the Ethiopian account of the Book of Enoch, and they ignored the evidence they had until the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. And in those Dead Sea Scrolls, you know it, the Book of Enoch was found. The same Book of Enoch that the Ethiopians had. And guess what? It was dated at least 200 or 300 BC. Got that wrong about 600 years. And the one found in the Dead Sea Scrolls is just a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. I believe it's much older than that. Reading the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees is a must for Bible study, as it helps you understand the rest of the Bible.
Steve, in your book True Legends, you talk about a Smithsonian cover-up whenever giant bones are involved. So I want to ask you the question that everybody always asks: where are all the giant bones?
Because of the bias of the Smithsonian and their contempt for out-of-place artifacts, every time giants were found, it didn't matter if it was on the West Coast, the Arctic, the Antarctic, believe it or not, the East Coast, the Ohio River mounds, they always have a fabulous cutoff point, meaning once the Smithsonian is notified and those bones are sent to the Smithsonian, they're never heard from again. And there's denials. A good example of that, it was the famous Kincaid expedition to the Grand Canyon, where they found the Egyptian citadel. Even the Phoenix Gazette carried that story. So, Tim, the cover-up has always been to keep this biblically relevant topic out of the minds of the people, so at an appropriate time in the future, they can claim whatever they want to claim, and they'll claim anything and everything apart from the true biblical origin of giants.
So, Steve, even during World War II, there were reports of giants and cannibalism coming out of the Solomon Islands. What was that all about?
After World War II, people couldn't reconcile the fact that a lot of servicemen, U.S. servicemen, had been eaten, cannibalized, as well as Japanese, with stories of cannibalistic giants and even living giants to this day. I was contacted by a man named Marius who was literally going to meet me in California with, let's just say this, irrefutable evidence. But he said to me on the phone, he said, Steve, I'm being followed, and I'm not sure I'll even make it there alive. So it needs to be asked, and has to be asked, is that why do people who have the evidence, why are they intimidated? Why are they threatened? Why are they disappeared? What is this cover-up? And I'll tell you the bottom line, they do not want people to understand that the sons of God, the fallen angels, saw that the daughters of earth were fair, mated with them, and produced a literally new race of hybrid beings that the Bible calls the Rephaim. And the Rephaim are with us today. They're genetic traits, they're genetic markers. And when we get into super soldiers, Tim, the super soldiers, the most important expenditures made are to identify not only the bloodline, but the genetic traits. There are people literally not only wanting to bring the giants back, but to insert giant genes in our soldiers to give them the super soldier ability. More money is being spent to identify genetic traces and markers, the actual gene prints of giants, both dead and extractable DNA from their teeth, from...
I said he'll be a homosexual. And people didn't believe me. He didn't believe me when I said it because he hadn't heard it. Because all he knew was the old end time teaching, and the old end time teaching was about the beast and Israel and all that. And he didn't understand that Satan is creating a world. He's making the world over in his image. The goal is to replace the creation of God with his own creation. Talk back to me. So that, I'm going deep, when these beings get here from this planet that's orbiting our solar system, I'm say whatever you want to say. When they get here, the world gonna be like them. These are gonna be genderless type creatures. The world gonna be like them. That's what he's doing. That's what he's working on. Was that deep? Amen. There's a planet called Nibiru. that's coming. It orbits Earth, I think, every 3,600 years. I can even give you understanding of the 3,600, but I ain't got time to tell you. 3,600 years, it's orbiting Earth. It's coming. You can see it sometime. If you get up at the right angle in the morning, you will see something look like two suns. Y'all know, black people, you tell black people something. I guess it'd be good to teach y'all. Can you see what I'm doing, Tim? Put that image up there. Now I told y'all, this is not special effects. This is two suns. It's really not a sun. One of them's a sun and one of them's Nibiru. It's a planet coming. The Vatican knows it. The world knew it. Our government knows it. Everybody in the world, every government is planning for this because they're trying to find out who's going to be the one that communicates and connects with what's coming. But you know who it's going to be. Do you not know who it's going to be? Oh, you know, I feel like going home on y'all. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? The Pope and them are going to be the ones that make the connection. Because the Bible talks about the false prophet, come on, is the one that paves the way for the beast. The Catholic Church is the false prophet. Now, they've been calling the Catholic Church or the Pope the Antichrist. I keep telling y'all, he ain't the Antichrist. He's the false prophet. His goal is to create a religious system that the Antichrist can take over. Because the Bible said he gives his power to the beast. You got what I'm saying? So the Pope now is coming out talking about Jesus Christ ain't the way. The Bible is not necessarily true. There's other ways to God. Why is he doing that now? Because he's paving the way for this being to come. And they're going to say, these are the true creators. Come on, I'm trying to help y'all.
One world religion is here. This past weekend in Iraq, the Pope visited some ancient city to hold an interreligious meeting. Now, his intent was to deepen the interfaith dialogue and to unify the religions under this new faith coined Chrislam.
We here today, we are all sons and daughters of Abraham. And we are here to carry forward the message of the merciful Lord.
This is the full prayer that kicked everything off. It says, as children of Abraham, Jews, Christians, and Muslims, together with other believers, all persons of goodwill, yada, yada, yada. Thank you for giving us Abraham. Now, notice how nothing was said about Jesus. They're pretty much trying to make Abraham the point of unity, but the Bible says that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one can get to the Father except through him. It's starting to get so clear that we're in end times. Anyway, y'all stay safe and God bless.
So I'm trying to show you something. I'll show it to you again. Put that up right, Tim. You can see there's a planet right there where the circle is, but there's the sun. So what's that? It ain't the moon. There's a planet coming. Amen. Come on, amen. Black folk, I'm trying to teach you something. There's a planet coming. This is all in Revelations. The Revelation calls it wormwood. It's a planet coming. It's called wormwood. And it's going to, and this is, and I told you, now I don't have time, but if I was to take y'all back, remember I was teaching y'all about the Nephilim. I guess I could put this message in that category. But I was teaching y'all that when you go all the way back, the ancient Sumerians and Babylonians, the ancient Sumerians, let's get that. Let's go and get that. It's good. Since y'all trust Google, I'll just let Google talk. This is what y'all believe. You don't believe what we say. So let Google talk to you. Let's see which one we want. Let's use the one with the sun. Let's use this one. Not that one. Yeah, that's one. That's a good one. That's blurry. Because I want to show y'all that, remember I said my job is to come up with different ways to tell you the same story, which is what the book of Revelations is. They're telling the story like three different times, three different ways. That's it right there. Can you see that, Tim? I want the one on the left, on the right. Okay, put that up. Now, this is what the false prophets, the beast religion, the beast system is going to use to prove that what's coming is the true creator or the originator of man. This image is a Babylonian image, and of course, if you notice that these are, that's the sun. And I'm not going to go too deep into all of the symbolism, but what I want to show y'all is let me show you another one. Show you another one. Put on me, Tim. Is this too much? Because the goal is for man to believe that everything is new and evolving, but in reality, it's all. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. What was will be again. Y'all got what I'm saying? So now we're in the place of what was is now going to be. Satan had to dumb man down to keep and use what we think is education, which education is misdirection. In other words, they're keeping you focused. They told you this is knowledge, gave you an award and a degree, which is a whole nother understanding, and told you you smart. But this knowledge here kept you away from true spiritual knowledge. So you really have been dumbed down. So when somebody starts talking with this understanding, it sounds crazy because for 12 to 15 years, you've been trained in this knowledge that you came from a monkey. Y'all there? Now, the reason why they used Darwinism was to break down the Christian belief of creation. Once they got you atheists where you really don't believe in anything, they gonna fill you with a belief. And the belief now is you were created by the Anunnaki. Come on, talk back to me. And they're coming back. And this is what the world, this is why it's important that sin reign, because that's the atmosphere that Satan gonna need to come back, to not come back, because he's not really coming back. He just gonna, Bible said the son of perdition will be revealed. Y'all there? Amen. Now, come on, Tim. This being here is what they say is one of the Anunnaki. That's what they say. They say this is who created man or human. Now, the Bible says that God is going to send them strong delusion so they'll believe that, because they would not retain God in their knowledge. God's going to give them over to believe what they want to believe. That's why I argue with people. They believe what they want to believe. But this is the ancient Sumerian text. Put it back up, Bertil. And this is the original worship, pagan or satanic worship, that passed down from nation to culture, and the last people. Well, I can break. It went from Babylon to Egypt, from Egypt to Greece, from Egypt to Greece, from Greece to Rome, from Rome to Persia. And now it's in America. This is the empire that now is working with the religion of the false or the fallen angels. Is this too much to understand?